what it feels like out there at practice. And I know there were a lot of people that in the beginning weren't sure that you guys would get all the way through training camp. And now here you are in the final week, and it's been a relatively healthy one. And the message Matt Patricia said this morning is that he continues every day to kind of preach to you guys to stay safe and not get comfortable. Talk about just the importance of that and how you feel going into the season.
Sure. Well, when we first started, there was a lot of uncertainty. Guys weren't sure how things were going to progress. They weren't really sure how day-to-day tasks were even going to be handled. And so early on, I would say that the coaches and upper management just kind of laid out a plan, and we stuck to that plan. So once that uncertainty kind of faded away, you started to see a lot of competitive aspects come to light, and everyone really got really aggressive because it was exciting. And so now here we are kind of towards the end of training camp, and I'm actually surprised because I shouldn't say surprised, but it was really cool to see everyone still maintain that high level of competitiveness this late in the camp. And I think that's a credit to just the organization in total, just kind of laying out a solid plan, and we didn't really have to worry about not knowing what was going to happen.
Tim?
Hey, Miles, good to see you again. I got two for you real quick.
Sure.
How bad do you feel for some of the young guys, the undrafted guys? I mean, you entered this league and you kind of cut your teeth on special teams and going out there and being able to showcase your talents in preseason and stuff like that. How bad do you feel for those young guys that aren't getting that opportunity or getting very limited opportunities to show coaches what they can do? And then secondly, just first impressions of Braden Coombs and the energy he brings to practice and just him as a coordinator.
Sure. Well, first off, I wouldn't say I feel bad for him. It's kind of hard to feel bad for any rookie, now that I'm a vet. But they do have an interesting set of challenges. And sure, they didn't get the preseason games to go out there and really see what it was like to play against, a different opponent. But this team is unique in the sense that there's a lot of really good veteran leadership. And I would say that they, even though they're not getting the true game speed feel of preseason, the practices are set up really competitively. And, even just today, I'm doing a special teams rep against Jalen Elliott, and I'm giving him a look that he was like, yo, you need to teach me that. And that's how we are here, especially on special teams. We're always trying to make each other better. And those guys, I would say, are getting a very accurate look of what to expect when they go to face, even Chicago coming up. As far as Coach Braden, he's an awesome coach. Limited exposure to the guys so far, but he's a class act. I've been a fan of what he was doing up in Cincinnati for a while, just from watching film from different teams, and fast, aggressive, and he's good with the guys. We trust him, and I'm excited to see what we do on that phase of the game.
Thanks, Miles.
Yep.
Rothstein?
Hey, Miles, how are you? I've got a couple things for you. First, I know you married this offseason. Believe you're about to have a kid too. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I got a lot done this offseason.
Well, so with all of that, was there any it feels like an old question now, a month out. Is there any consideration with all of that of opting out this year for you because of all of the newness? And a lot of players did opt out because of soon-to-be-born children or just newborn children.
I will say if the Detroit Lions plan wasn't so tight, and I'm not just saying that because I'm a player and I'm a company guy. That's not what I'm saying. I reviewed the plan individually, and I was one of our league reps and for the NFLPA, and I went through the plan, and if I didn't feel secure, definitely that probably would have been a thought. Of course, the competitor in me, I want to play no matter what, but now that I do have a family of my own, I took the due diligence to really look through, okay, what are we getting ourselves into this year? And now that I've seen it firsthand, we've been in it a couple weeks. I've pretty high confidence in how we're handling things here in Detroit.
And secondly, like you mentioned, you're one of the player reps now. What's your sense of how the regular season is going to be handled from your position? How much have they told you as a player rep of what to expect at this point, since it still seems at least a little bit unknown, 10 days out?
Sure. No matter how many plans we make, we can't know everything, but we are going to be taking it 1 week at a time. I know that. It's a little bit easier from where I'm at. I'm a player, so you know, we just strap up our helmets and hey, we just got to take it. We gotta go with the flow here. So I'm not making the upper management decisions of the intricate plans, but I will say that everything's going to be a weekly basis, and right now that's what we're focused on as a team is just hey, get to week one, handle week one, and I'm really excited to do that.
Thanks, Miles. Appreciate it. Good to see you.
Oh, always a pleasure, guys. Really.
Chris?
Hey, Miles. Thanks for doing this. I just kind of wanted to follow up on one of the answers you just gave, talking about Braden and how you said you've watched watched some of the work he'd done in Cincinnati. And we ask a lot of questions about the offensive and defensive schemes over the offseason. And I think probably the special team stuff maybe flies over some of our heads. So I was just wondering what jumps out to you, or what specifics maybe even you can reveal about his scheme that kind of speaks to you as a player.
Sure. Well, I've been here long enough to have different special teams coaches, and I would say one of the things that is unique to Coach Coombs is our punt protection. That's something that I had to make an adjustment in my game because it's a completely different punt protection, and guys across the board have had to adjust, and it's fun. I will say that it's fun learning a new system. It's fun learning new responsibilities. I can say that we're eager to get it down packed and to really absorb every just little facet of this new system. And that's one thing that we're continuing to do. So that's one part of the game that I really like. Like I said, he's an aggressive guy. We're going to be experimenting with different things. I won't get too specific, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Just based on this camp alone, I love his energy. He's a high energy guy. Between him and Coach Keys, there's a lot of energy in that room, and I can say that we're definitely going to be an element that is going to help us win some games.
Appreciate it, Miles. Thanks.
All right, thanks, Miles. Guys, everyone just stay on the line.
Thanks, guys.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep, we can hear
Okay.
you. Ben Raven?
Hey, John, appreciate the time. How you doing?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. How you guys doing? Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Just wondering how you feeling like you're adjusting to that NFL blocking at the next level as a rookie, and just kind of how everything's been thrown at you in the last couple of weeks since Jashawn's injury, and how you feel like you're handling that.
So I mean, the blocking and stuff, it's a whole different level. So it's not like college, but you just gotta adapt quickly. And I mean, we're just working out here, so it's a big difference. But you gotta catch up fast, or you'll be left behind.
Tim?
You talk about catching up fast or being left behind. How much of a role does guys like Danny Shelton and Nick and those veterans play in kind of helping you guys along a little bit?
Man, really grateful for those guys because you just get thrown into the system, the NFL life, and really just having those older guys around me and even the younger guys. I mean, it's a huge help, especially trying to learn a new scheme. But yeah, it's been a really good blessing to have all those older guys that played in the scheme and stuff like that.
And just to follow up to that, from where you started padded practices to where you are now, where do you think your game has taken the biggest jump, biggest leap?
I mean, it's just learning technique. In college, I got away with doing, things that I would do, but over here, you gotta play with serious technique, and it's like mind blowing how, like, if you don't play this right, then this will happen, even like the slightest thing. But I mean, it's a crazy jump.
Mike?
Yeah. Hey, John, how are you? What's the oddest, maybe most surprising thing for you through camp that maybe you didn't expect at any point?
I would say keeping just keeping up on the mental side of things, because it's really stressful with stuff like that. I mean, just like having to learn how to do things and keeping your mind clear, staying safe with your mind, because having a positive mind really helps do a lot of things, if that makes sense.
Kind of following out, is that difficult to sometimes do when you're a rookie in training camp and you're having to go potentially against Frank Ragnow every once in a while, where staying positive would maybe seem to be difficult on a rep to basis?
Can you repeat that? Sorry.
Yeah, I say just when you're facing a guy like Ragnow, when you do that, that would seem maybe to be difficult on a rep to basis because he's so, of his talent level. Like, has that kind of been something where it's like, wow?
Yeah. I mean, like we're all Frank's really good, but we're all like just working, iron sharpens iron, and just making each other better. But like when I was talking about the mental side of things, it's off the field. On the field, it's really it's fun, it's football, but off the field, you just gotta like learn, take care of your body, eating the right things, and just keeping your mind clear, so it's not all clogged up here, and then it transfers onto the football field, if that makes sense.
It does. Thanks, Sean. Appreciate it.
Jeremy?
Hey, John, thanks for the time. You mentioned, the big leap in talent in the NFL. I was wondering if there was a moment in camp, whether it was going on a one-on-one rep or team drills, anything like that, that was just like a welcome to the NFL moment where you're like, wow, the NFL is a whole different beast.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the tempo of how fast we go from drill to drill. That's definitely different from college. You gotta make sure you're running around everywhere. And like I said again, our whole O line is like really good. Even our whole D line as well. So just like trying to pick up things from all the older guys, and then pick up things from Coach Bo, and then having to apply it against our against each other. That's like something. It's like little things, but like I said, if you mess up on some small technical, then you'll see the outcome of how things go out. And that's like things that I've learned this whole training camp.
All right, we have time for one or two more. Good. All right. Thanks, John.
Yep. Thank you guys. Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you.
see you.
I actually have two questions. My first question is just about how you feel like camp has gone for you thus far and how much it helped after playing the final 5 games of last season to come into camp and have somewhat of a handle on things.
Yeah, I would say being familiar with the system has definitely helped me big time, and be able to come in and just keep working on things to improve from last season. I went back and watched the tape, and coaches watched the tape with me, and just saw a lot of things that I could improve on, and we put some goals in place for the spring. Although it was a little different this year, obviously, for things that I could work on at home, and then come back and put into practice here in camp. And I think it's gone well. Obviously, there's things I'd like to have back some of the days, but just trying to show that I'm improving, have a grasp of everything they throw at me, and that they can trust me whenever they put me out there on the field.
Tell me a little bit, if you can, about your relationship with Chase so far and the competitive level of pushing each other and how that goes and what it's like.
Yeah, I think, our room's awesome. Those guys are fantastic. They've been great to me. Talk about, getting to learn from guys with 12 years of experience, and, and I'm just trying to figure it out. Chase has been great. Yeah, it's been competitive. That they brought him here to compete. They brought me here to compete. They brought us, to give us chances to win when we have to, be out there on the field. And that's what, that's what we're here to prove that we can do too. And it's so great to be able to learn from those guys. Compete with them. You try to go every throw with Matthew, with Chase, and just, you go out there and try to improve yourself, be the best that you can be every day. And they've been great to me. I couldn't ask for better guys in the room. I really am fortunate and feel just truly blessed to be a part of it.
All right, Justin.
Hey, David, good to see you. When you reflect on last year and kind of the whirlwind, you play one of the most difficult positions, not only in football, but professional sports, and to get, dropped into a new situation right before the start of the season, end up starting, several games down the stretch. How challenging was that entire experience for you as an athlete?
There were definitely some challenges along the way, but man, I had guys come and lift me up, come and support me, come and have my back. I had coaches who just took me under their wing and taught me on the fly, what I needed to know while I was figuring things out myself. Was not perfect by any means, and I know everybody can see that, but I am proud looking back on it with the challenges that were faced. That you could go into every game thinking, man, I prepared as hard as I could. I gave everything I could to this week to put us in a position to have success when we took that field. And those experiences that I had with the challenges, I think will pay dividends in the long run and in my career and whatever opportunities come forth for me.
You kind of alluded to it there, and also when you were answering Jen's question, but you do look like a more confident, comfortable player out there from what we saw in the camp practices. Having that whole off season with one team to know the playbook, to focus on what you had to focus on, how beneficial has that been for you as you hit the field this year?
Yeah, it was great. And man, the coaches last year teaching me on the fly did a fantastic job. But being able to have the spring where you can install, the base concepts and all the little minor details of the offense that, I might have missed out on while you prepare for other defenses during the fall, that was one of the biggest things for me. Now I can focus on some of these details, whether it's verbiage or alignment, things that are small things that make a big difference in the game. Those things, I think, definitely will show kind of the biggest difference for me, and just confidence and understanding exactly where my guys are supposed to be, when they're supposed to be there, and making sure I'm in the right place every single time. And that's what I'm just trying to prove to these coaches. And they've done a great job teaching me, and I want to put that product out on the field for them.
Thank you, David.
Rothstein?
Yeah, hey David, how are you? I'm curious how maybe or let me rephrase that, what you've seen different from Stafford this year than what your initial impression was last year when you saw him around this time?
I mean, from the first day I came in, I incredibly impressed. I joke with everybody. I mean, he's one of the best football players I've ever been around. The guy understands, has the highest football IQ I've seen, and you get that through the experience, the 40,000 yards, all those things that he's been able to do over his career, all the games he started. He's got that all stored in the bank, up in the brain. He's seen every look, and then I saw Bev said throwing the football just comes easy to him, and he can flick it out there and put our guys in positions to make great catches, and man, he's a great leader. Absolutely blessed in my position to be able to learn from him, see how things are supposed to be done the right way, how you're supposed to treat the guys in the locker room, how you're supposed to, respect your coaches and go out there and cut it loose. And the guy, I can't say enough good things about him. And just a short time that, I've gotten to see him work, but, I know he's ready and itching at it to get back out there after how things ended for him last season.
Chase was saying the other day, I guess he and Matthew will sometimes give you a hard time about stuff, whether it's your accredited year or that you were not really, you were an elementary school kid when they're talking about guys. Like,
Yeah.
How bad does it get in that room for you sometimes?
It's kind of fun. I love being able to laugh at myself a little bit. These guys, the best times you have, I think, in the locker room with your teammates or when you're joking around, and you can take it and dish it back. And I think they've seen me dish it back too a little bit. But I was a young guy watching, South Lake Carroll where Chase was at, and Highland Park right up the street where Matthew is at. And it's like, that was my childhood growing up on Friday nights, is, reading the scores on Saturday morning and seeing, Chase threw for 300 and ran for 100, or, Matthew won the state championship, and all those memories are that was kind of what sparked the love of the game for me. And it's cool, to be sitting here and now, on the same level as these guys and proving I belong.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Chris?
Hey, David, nice to see you again. Just had actually a couple quick ones for you. Just sort of following up on those last couple questions. I guess how much different has it been in the system and around Stafford going through this part of the season? Because you got here right at the end of August last year. Just how much different has the experience been? I know the experience in general has been different because of what's going on, but how much different has the experience been to get through, camp and everything with Stafford and Bev and all those guys?
Yeah, I'd say, it's definitely different, but if I'm being honest with you, I got a taste of it the last 8 weeks. When Matthew was out, he kind of turned into a coach for me a little bit on the sideline, helping me with reads and encouraging me in different things. So, it's like the same in these practices. When we go out to training camp practice and Matthew gets his 6 reps and Chase and I are getting a couple reps, he's coaching us through the same things, when we come off and we're talking about things we saw and we had. And, those guys have seen a lot of football. And so they, are right there to help me. And then I'd say the same with Bev. He kind of saw what I could do on the fly last year and tailored the offense to, what he thought I was good at. And now kind of going back and getting all the basics back in, it's fun for me to kind of go out there and prove that, what they're saying, I can take in, I can handle it, and I can display it on the field. So, a little bit of the same, but yeah, I think I did see a little bit of that kind of, when I was thrown into that role last year.
And then the other one I had for you real quick was your first round pick this year, Jeff Okuda, is a guy you played against. I don't know if you remind him of that 2018 game at all, but just wondering, how much you knew about him from when you played Ohio State, and then what your thoughts have been seeing him every day in practice.
Yeah, I mean, if you went back and watched that tape, I don't think there was many balls that were thrown his way. We were throwing at guys on the other side of the field, and there was a reason for that. He's a fantastic player, and we knew that in college. He kind of had one side of the field locked down, and we were off on the other side, and had success over there. But yeah, I've definitely reminded him of that. But we're really encouraged by what we're seeing. He's going to be a great player for a long time, and we just, it was kind of weird having a glimpse of that. And then Jonah came in, and I know he was at Rutgers in 2018, and Jay Sean. So I mean, we were loaded at Buckeyes, so I made that point clear.
Thanks, David.
Kyle.
Afternoon, David. It's good to see you. I wanted to ask you one more question about Stafford and just a long ball, I guess. We saw more of it last year. What do you think of, what he can do, how he can spin it on the long ball?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you guys see it. Everybody sees it. It comes out clean. You rarely see the ball not spinning well. And what's great is Bev puts him in positions to take shots. Bev, when we're out there at quarterback, we're empowered to throw, take shots. And Bev keeps calling them. And I think Matthew feels, encouraged by that and confidence. I definitely do when I'm at quarterback and know that there's another shot coming. And, he throws it as good as anybody. Our guys track it well. I think that's why, you saw such a high success for us throwing the deep ball last year. And that's something that, we want to be able to do. Explosive plays are something that we want in our offense. And a lot of it comes from our identity, establishing, running the ball and getting the defense to bite down when we're, show and run so we can throw it over their heads. And Matthew does that as well as anybody. And you guys see it, it's beautiful when it comes out, and that's what you want.
What's the best pass you've seen Matthew Stafford throw, whether it's in a practice or a game?
I don't know. At Kansas City last year, the one to Kenny in the back of the end zone with, hands just going like this. I wish more people could appreciate it. But that was a pretty good one.
What was just the last one for it real quick? What was the meeting room like the Monday after or whatever, when you guys watched the film on that play where he threw it through the four guys against Kansas City?
I'd say, you watch the tape and everybody in there understands what happened. And you might get a wink from him and just say, you know what, that's what we're supposed to do. That's our job. That's where the ball's supposed to go. And, the guy can say, hey, I've been there before. It's going to happen again. So, that's my job. That's what I'm supposed to do. That's why I'm here.
Tim?
Thank you.
Hey, David, good to see you again. Obviously, fans know what the Lions have back at the wide receiver position with the top three in Kenny, Marv, and Danny. But you played a lot with those other four guys. I'm just curious, what Jamal and Quintez and, Marvin, what they bring to the table and Jamal as well among that group.
Yeah, we've been confident in everybody that our coaches have thrown out there with us. Marvin Hall had so much production last year and really proved himself as a deep threat. It was great to see him get back out and running. And it's cool to see Jamal make the transition, and Cephas has been fantastic. There's a lot of guys. And we're very confident as quarterbacks when we take the field looking out and seeing who's ever out there for us. And, we like, you see second group's probably as good as anybody. First group's been fantastic. And man, we are fortunate as throwers you know, as passers, to be able to have those guys creating separation, big, strong hands, guys who can roll a little bit. It's nice for us to be able to sit back there and see those guys getting open for us. And they've done a fantastic job. RP's done a great job coaching them up. And, you know, we're excited about seeing what they're going to put on tape here in a few days.
All right. Thanks, David. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, David.
Thank y'all so much.